Speech to a joint session of Congress. You don't call it the State of the Union that first year. But anyway, aides say that the tone of the speech will be much more optimistic than usual, although several major issues from immigration reform to the Russia probe, they're going to be looming overhead. Nearly no issue has been more widely discussed in certainly recent weeks than the Me Too movement. It's going on from Hollywood to Capitol Hill. Victims of sexual harassment and assault are coming forward by the dozens to shed light on their stories long kept in the dark. Well, Chicago area Democrat Congressman Mike Quigley, he's going to show his support for that movement during tomorrow's address. He's going to wear black. He's also bringing an activist as his guest. And you're meeting that activist right now. Erin, the executive director of the nonprofit Rape Victim Advocates, previously served as the development director at Chicago Child Care Society. She's in our WGN studios tonight before she goes to Washington early in the morning to get ready for that State of the Union address. I got to ask you the first question. I'm assuming you don't go to the State of the Union every year. So
never.
So talk to me. How do you feel about the fact that you're flying to Washington, going to sit through it?
I'm really excited. This is such a privilege to have this opportunity to be asked by our Congressman Quigley to be his special guest. So I'm very excited, and so is our entire organization.
Why you? Why did he pick you? Do you know?
Well, I think in large part, Congressman Quigley has had a long-term relationship with RVA. That's what we refer to ourselves as. And for about 8 or 9 years, he's been involved in our work and a supporter of our work. And so we're in his district and serving survivors that live within this district as well, and so I think he felt like this was a good opportunity for us to work together again.
So there's two ways, I think, that people who aren't happy with this president can show it. One way is what Congressman Quigley's doing. He's bringing you, and he's making a point. Now, I don't know whether you'll meet the president or whether you'll get a chance to say anything, but certainly I'm sure they know you're there and who's there. But the other way that people will make a message is by being candid, just not showing up. Congresswoman Schakowsky, not going. Danny Davis, not going. Bobby Rush, not going. I'm curious as to your reaction to that. What do you think of members of Congress who just say, you know, I disagree with this president, I'm...
Well, I certainly understand the confusion and the frustration that people might have about this administration. But for us, at RVA, we really wanted to make sure that we supported the initiative that's been laid before us over the last several months. We have been for a long time supporting and standing with survivors, and this is just another opportunity to step up and step in and do that in a public forum. And so we're excited to represent survivors and ensure that the movement that's been established through Me Too and Time's Up is continued.
You know, we've seen him this will be the first major political kind of thing, State of the Union, where Quigley will be in black. I imagine, are you going to be in black?
I will be in black.
Okay. Yeah. And so, but not only that, we've seen at the SAG Awards and the Golden Globe Awards and the Grammy Awards, you know, last night, people are making a statement, I'm just curious, what is your thought about, I mean, how effective do you think wearing black or wearing a button that says Me Too or something, is that the way this message gets addressed?
I think it's one of the ways, and I think it's a powerful way. Listen, sexual assault is an epidemic. Every 98 seconds, someone is sexually assaulted, and every 8 minutes, that someone is a child. I think that every opportunity that we have, whether it's standing in solidarity, wearing all black, showing up, protesting, every opportunity that we use to bring this message to the forefront is one step towards ending sexual assault. And so I think it's important that we consider it to be not just one way, one right way to get the job done, but for all of us to work collaboratively to get it done. You've
been living this topic and this problem for certainly a long time. But as I said in the lead up to you, lots of it is in the news lately. I mean, it all started with Hollywood. You can go back before Harvey Weinstein, certainly, but Hollywood putting it on the map and the news industry, just all these things putting it on the map. Do you have a sense of what is it over these last period of months that has just made this, that has empowered women to finally come up and say, I'm going to speak out? Where were you last year? Where were you 2 years ago? What is it?
Interesting. I think one of the reasons is that over the last 12 months, the current administration has brought forth a lot of conversation about different issues. And so I think finally women and men alike are approaching this issue from a, kind of a fed-up perspective and really wanting to take action now. Any time is the right time to support a good cause. And so I don't exactly know all of the, elements as to why now, but we certainly want to make sure that we're a part of the conversation.
President Trump was asked, he gave an interview to Piers Morgan for the British networks, and he sort of said, you know, I can't say I'm a feminist. He said, but you know, I care about women, I care about men, I care about everybody. How do you think, what's your view in terms of the work or the role that President Trump is playing as it relates to this issue? Is he looking at it from the outside? Is he trying to tackle it? Do you think he's concerned about it? What's your gut sense about him?
I'm not exactly certain, and I hate to kind of, you know, project what his agenda is, but our agenda is to show up and to ensure that he and the other congressmen and legislators know that this issue is prevalent, it's important to us, that we're not going away, and I'm hoping if he has not already embraced it, that he soon will.
With all the women you've worked with, I'm just curious, again, in these past weeks and months that this has been highlighted, are you seeing a difference in your work? Are you seeing a difference in either more women coming to you or what they're saying? How is it showing up? Yeah. It's one thing to go to the State of the Union and make a point. It's another thing to live it like you do every single day.
Yeah. Well, we are seeing more and more, not just women, but men as well, engage in around this issue. Our phones are ringing off the hook. We have phone calls from supporters who say, "How do I get involved?" And we have phone calls from survivors that say, "I've been triggered through the news media's attention around this issue, and I need more support." Or people coming forward for the very first time.
Is this the time of change? Are we just going through a phase, or do you think, no, this is it? There's a tidal wave here.
I think the momentum is set. I think that a light has shone on this issue that I'm hoping will shine bright for a long time to come.
All right.
Yeah.
And your message to women, which is, if there's something up, contact you?
That's right. We believe you. We stand with you. Give us a call, and we will support you.
All right, Erin Walton. Hey, have a great time in Washington. You're going for an important purpose. I don't mean to undermine that at all, but it's kind of cool, right?
It's very cool. I'm really excited about it. Yeah.
Try and steal me something when you're there.
Okay.
All right, thanks to Erin Walton, Executive Director of the nonprofit RVA, Rape Victims Advocates. We'll be right back.